Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be talking about Salesforce, Service Cloud, specifically the dashboard. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join the webinar. So do give us 2-3 minutes and then we will get going. Thanks. I was just waiting for participants to join us. I hope everyone's having a great day, wherever you may be today. So let's see. We can start now. So once again, thank you for joining me today. My name is Ali Azakir. I'm technical functional consultant with AblyPro. We're a consultancy company. Today's topic specifically, we're going to be talking about Salesforce, Service Cloud, and dashboards, and what they have to offer and why you definitely want to utilize them, and things of that nature. So let's go to the next screen. So we're going to be talking about why Service Cloud, Service Cloud reports and dashboards are important. The importance of, once again, reports and dashboards. And then we're going to specifically look at 5 Service Cloud dashboards that, irregardless where you are in your organization, these are dashboards that you would want to look at, depending upon your role and things of that nature. So, let me just move this a little bit around here. Let me put myself right there. So, in any large organization, over time, you accumulate a lot of data, and some of that data might be bad data, or, depending upon how it was entered, if it was coming from another system and things of that nature. So what reports in conjunction with dashboards allows you to do is kind of filter out some of that information, so that you can just clean up your org. The other thing that is really important is decentralizing your information and your data. A lot of larger organizations, if they've brought in data from another system or they've merged with another company, you just have a lot of data. So you want to reduce the silos that you have, and mismatching of data. So you really want to eliminate, clean up your data once again and bring everything into one place, so it's really cohesive and it makes sense when you're looking at your data. And this is really important when you're running your reports and you're dealing with your dashboards also, and it gives you real-time visibility to your data and to your information. Data visualization. This is the biggest part where dashboards are very powerful, because you can just visually look at your key information, your KPIs, right? And you can just tell, okay, fine, you can focus on what's important for your particular organization, and at a glance, you know exactly what's going on. And if you like, you can do a deeper dive and really figure out where the problem is, investigate it, improve your processes across the board for your operations. So that's really the value that dashboards gives you, is you can just very quickly have a look, see what's going on, and then you can make actionable you can make decisions very quickly because you're looking at your data real time. You don't have to wait per se, and you can make decisions very quickly. So moving on. So as I was just mentioning, you have a holistic view of your customer service operations. If you're a service organization or any part of your organization, you're dealing with customers. Customers are really the heart of your operations. Let me just move myself around again. Your customers are the heart of your organization, right? So when you're servicing them, you want to utilize all the data that you have and analyze that data and then make decisions based upon that. So, let it be, you're looking at it from a very high level, let's say 30,000 feet. You want to look at it. Now, if there's a particular area you want to hone in on, then you can do a deep dive on that with your reports and with your dashboards. And then what I was referring to previously, just eliminating bad data and things of that nature. Streamlining case management. A typical organization, they'll have, omni-channel, different areas where your service requests are coming in from. Let it be from chat, let it be from email, let it be from phone calls, let it be from emails. So what you can do is you can really manage what's coming in, what cases are coming in, what type of cases are coming in, from what type of accounts, and things of that nature. So once again, when you have your dashboards, you can really analyze things and understand what's happening in your operations. And then hand in hand, make informed data-driven decisions. So, any organization has a lot of data, but having all of that data is pretty much useless if you can't analyze it and make decisions based upon it. So this is where dashboards come in very quickly, and from a high level, you can see what's going on and then make those decisions, versus just going through a lot of data and things of that nature. And ultimately, as I said, it's all about, improving customer satisfaction. You need to make your customers happy. That's the lifeblood, right? So, one of the things I love to say is, and it's absolutely true, is retaining your customers is a lot cheaper than acquiring new customers, let it be marketing, sales, and things of that nature. So you really want, and then, hand in hand with that, you have a reputation. So if a customer has a bad experience, they will not refer you, and you just have a bad reputation. So really it's all about customer satisfaction. You want to hold on to that customer and make them happy. And it's just from an economics point of view, it's just a lot cheaper than acquiring new customers. And then also with that, you have different types of customers. Maybe you have different divisions in your operation, and that means you have different types of customers. So once again, with dashboards, that allows you to do an analysis and see where you can improve things, where you have potential issues, and things of that nature. So before we get into the reports, because dashboards are essentially based upon the reports that you have. I'm just going to touch upon it so you just have an idea of what reports are. What I'd like to do is I have a quick poll that if you could just respond to this, I'd appreciate it. So I'll give you a minute to go over this, and if you could just respond, I'd appreciate it. So what we're asking here is, what stage of Service Cloud implementation are you in? Okay, so it looks like most of you, 2/3 of you, are in the middle of an implementation, and the other part are already implemented, and you're in the supporting phase of it. So I think everybody has responded. So I'll just end that poll. Thank you. So some of the points before I get into reports, I just want to touch upon a couple of things. Is, with your dashboard, you have real-time visibility into your customer metrics, allow businesses to monitor critical KPIs, monitor response time, monitor ticket resolution. You have customer satisfaction scores. You can look at your agent productivity, and we'll look at that when we get into the dashboard specifically. And once again, you can make informed decisions so you can address matters quickly. You make data-driven decisions because you're looking at these dashboards and you can make quick actions upon them. And there's a long list of things that you can do, or forecasting your resources also. So if you're falling behind or you don't have enough agents servicing your customers, you can look at the data and you can make analysis. Okay, we need more individuals, or we need less individuals, or we need in a particular department, we need more agents versus the other. So there's many ways that you can analyze your data and that works for you. You can identify bottlenecks in your processes and inefficiencies that you have also. All right, so we're just going to touch upon reports. We're not going to really go into a deep dive in this. So to build out a report, you'd select reports from the app launcher or from your Salesforce tabs. Reports are based upon objects or a combination of objects. So what Salesforce does is, you can select a report type. For example, here we have cases highlighted, but you could do cases work or cases and components. It's a long list of things that you can, or objects that you can select, and a combination of objects that you can select. So if you look on the left-hand side, you have accounts, contacts, opportunities, forecasts, customer support reports. So there's a long list of reports that you can pre-build report types that you can select. After you've done that, the next step would be, you'd select the particular fields that you're interested in. You can set filters on that, criteria on that. You can group your reports any which way you like. So there's a lot of ways you can build out your reports. And then let's see what we have next. And then finally, you'd be able to run the reports and save your reports. You can share your reports in a number of ways. But once again, we're not going into the details here. What we do want to do is look at pre-built dashboards that you have for Service Cloud. So what Salesforce has is on the App Exchange, by Salesforce, it's called Salesforce Labs. They have pre-configured Service Cloud dashboards. So essentially what you do is you go to the App Exchange, download the package, install it in your org, and then you have these pre-built dashboards. So once again, you have a lot of data, but how do you look at this data, right? In a meaningful way. You could, if you wanted to, build out your custom reports, but you typically need a developer or an admin person to be able to do that for you. So what Salesforce has done, they have these pre-built dashboards that behind the scenes there are reports that just help you out of the gate analyze what's going on in your business and in your operations. And if something doesn't work for you, like a particular dashboard, you could go and then modify that dashboard or modify that report to extract the information that you're looking for specifically. So let's look into the first dashboard here. This one is for your, oops, let me go back. It's for your executives. So what we're looking here is, if we just, the purpose of this dashboard, serve as a health check for your service businesses, executives that can make data-driven decisions, identify areas of improvement, strategic goals for providing better customer service. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You're a service company, or you want to deliver the best service that you can to your customers. So if you look at this first row here, what we're looking at is number one, open cases. So that's telling you at this particular moment in time, we have 26 open cases. And then you can set your thresholds and things of that nature. We have, we're going from green to yellow to red. So if you had 100 cases open at this particular time, you've got a real issue on your hand, and you need to make decisions concerning how you're going to address that and bring that level down to a manageable number. Next, you have open cases by priority. So you can you can prioritize your cases, and depending upon that, how many cases you have in each bucket. Let me move myself around again. Next is unassigned cases. So that's pretty straightforward. That means you have a case, but it hasn't been assigned to a particular bucket or to an individual. Number 4, new open cases this year by channel. So once again, you have multiple Omni channels where your cases are coming in: email, phone, web, Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case may be, chat, bots, and things of that nature. So you can just track how many cases you have per bucket, once again, where they're coming from. And, if you want less in one particular bucket, example, phone, you want less phone calls, then you can address that and see how you can, make it smaller, or whatever the case may be. Or you're getting a lot of emails, how are you going to address all of those emails that are coming in? So once again, it's just giving you a high level so you can see exactly what's going on with your operations. Number 5, you can see open cases by account. So, if the one account is more important for you, then you can focus on that account. So this is just broken down by how many cases you have for a particular account. So you can all see, like, okay, is there one account that's more needs more hand-holding, as you might say, or we're getting a lot of cases from this particular account over a period of time. So this, once again, just gives you visibility into that information. The next one is an important one for most service organizations: average resolution time this quarter by account. So this is just telling you basically how long it's taking you to resolve a case, and it's breaking it down by account. So once again, any of these dashboards that I'm going to present to you, if you need to tweak them and analyze something that's more pertinent for your business and for your operations, you can make those modifications and you can make those changes. Moving on. A KPI dashboard for your shareholders. So you're just showing important metrics to your customer service team, and just provide a holistic view of what's going on in your operations. So the first one that we have here is open cases by status. So we have new, open, pending, and escalated. And this is an important one. Like, for example, you want to see, okay, how many cases do you have that have been that are in escalated status? Typically, you wouldn't want to have anything that's been escalated, right? So once again, these are just things that you can do a deep dive on and find out what's actually happening and then address it quickly. Next one is cases open this quarter by channel. So once again, where are your cases coming from? So you have an idea of, okay, how do you address it? Are you having a customers, do they want to use one method or one channel more than the other? For example, let's say Facebook, you say, okay, we're getting a lot of requests via Facebook. So now, how do you, from a manpower perspective, from your agent's perspective, you need to manage that. And phone calls, obviously phone calls, you need to have staff that can answer the phones. So this is where staffing comes into it. So do you need 10 agents or do you need 50 agents? Just depends. And then moving on, open cases by account. So once again, you can just prioritize your customer demands via account specific open cases. So depending upon the account, does it need more attention or less attention, or this is a repeat account that has a lot of cases that are open, they're having a lot of issues for whatever reason, and then you can address it accordingly. And then number 4, % of open cases that are escalated. So 10% here it's showing in green, so it's meaning, okay, fine, this is a, within your tolerance level, as you might say. If it was 90%, then probably, that would be alarming and that would be in red. And once again, you can set whatever your your levels of, let it be, it's fine, this is the normal level, or if it's medium, or if it's at a high level. So those thresholds, let it be 70%, 80%, where it becomes red, and now you need to manage that. And then number 5, escalated cases opened this quarter by channel. So once again, we're talking about your escalated cases, and you can do a deep dive and see here, okay, where are these escalated cases coming from? Email, phone, and web. So, me personally, if I wanted to escalate an issue, I'd be more inclined to make telephone call, pick up the phone and call somebody versus submitting it via the web. But once again, this is just a way for you to manage your operations and address it accordingly. And every business obviously is very different. And then number 6, escalated cases by account. So we can see which accounts have been escalated. So once again, you can see trend lines, as you might say, or what's happening out in the field, and which accounts may be more problematic versus others. Moving on. Let me just make sure I didn't miss one. Yeah, okay. Dashboard for service managers. So the purpose of this one is similar to KPIs in the executive sponsor dashboard, but much more focused on the team specific. So if you have, delegated teams, or you have, or departments that are grouped together, this is a way of analyzing those teams. So teams open cases by priority. So let's say, argument's sake, you have 5 members in your group. You can see the accounts there. You can see what level they're at in terms of priority. You can look at the age of it, and you can also look at the case origin. And then obviously you have the case number. If you just click on that, then it'll open up the case and you can investigate what's going on. So once again, at a high level, you can just see what's going on within your particular team. Number 2, open cases by priority and age. Once again, it's just breaking down the data, the same data, essentially, you could say, but in a different way. So you can see how many cases are critical, high, medium, and low, and by age also. So, right in this particular graph, it's showing that the critical is 3, and then low is at 9. So once again, you can just see what's going on at any given time, so you can make decisions. Number 3, open cases by owner and priority. So in this example here, we have Megan, and we can see how many cases she has, and then what priority they are also. So if you had a larger organization, you'd have more than just Megan. You'd have other individuals in there, and you'd be able to see how many cases they have and the priority level. So Megan, let's see, critical, it looks like she has maybe 2 in her bucket, but the majority of her cases are medium. She probably has 7 to 8 cases. So once again, this is just a graphical representation, so you can see what's going on very quickly. Number 4, open cases by account. So once again, for your particular team, you can see how many cases you have, and in this particular one, which accounts those are, just broken down, and how many they are. So, you can just identify, okay, like what we have here, Trail Ranger Outfitters. Is this a more problematic account? Is it a new account maybe? And, you can deal with it as need be, and address those issues quickly. Moving on, dashboard for service agents. So this is a dashboard that's specifically for a service agent, is for your rep, their individual stats, so that they know how they're performing. So if they need to make improvements, they can, or they're handling more cases versus the other. So there's a whole bunch of stuff here, but this is just specifically for the service agent. So they can track their performance. So if you look at number 1 here, let's see, top priority cases. So once again, it's just broken down with the type of cases that they're dealing with. Open cases in days. So once again, for a particular case, how many days it's been open for. Let's see, moving on, number 3, open cases by channel. So how many cases they have, and then where they're coming in from. So for example, here, it looks like in green, which is web, they have 2 cases that came in via the web. So once again, they can just very quickly see, okay, where the majority of their cases are coming from, or where none of their cases are coming from. And then, you know, make decisions based upon that. New cases this year by account. So once again, they can just look at, you know, the cases that are coming in, the dates that they're coming in, and things of that nature. Number 5, average number of days to resolve a case. So this is an important one for an agent as well as for an organization. Like here it's saying it's taking 3 days on average for this particular agent to resolve a case, whereas maybe the company policy is, you know, it needs to get resolved within 2 days or 1 day, whatever the case may be. So here, you know, the agent is underperforming, so they need to make changes in what they're doing. Moving on, and number 6, average age of open cases in a day. So let's see, average cases open in a day. So agent prioritize cases for better workload management. So he was saying only 1. So, you know, at the end of the day, let's say they have 1 case that's open that goes to the next day. So they're not closing all of their cases in a day. And once again, depending upon company policies and things of that nature, you can address that. But you just have an idea that the agent knows, okay, what they have, and maybe the following day, how many cases they need to address off the bat. Number 7, for this individual agent, it's saying average time to close a case. So if we just move this up here, it's taking them 1.9 days to close a case. And once again, this could be days, this could be hours. You can change the filters and things of that nature. So but this is what we have right now. So this is like 1.9 days. Moving on, this is the Omni channel, the performance of where your cases are coming in from and how you want to analyze that. So let me move myself around again. So you're connecting all your support channels and display the data in a consolidated view. So, you know, with Service Cloud, there's a lot of different channels that cases can come in from. You even have WhatsApp, you have the social media platforms you can submit a case from. Aside from the conventional methods, let it be email, phone call, and stuff. So what we're looking at here, let's see. Number 1 is agent work by service channel. Monitor agents work across service channels. So in this one here, it's a little bit cut off. I'm not quite sure what channel that is, but you can analyze and see what's going on for a particular agent and where those, what channel they're on, phone, web, email, and things of that nature. Activity by day. You can monitor the agent's daily activity. It's broken down by day, and you can see the numbers there, and you can see how many cases they're addressing. Agent, and then number 3, agent work by queue. It measures the average time it takes an agent to address a case. And it's, once again, this is broken down by, let me see, that's probably by account, I will say. No, that's not a by account, that is via, actually, I honestly do not know what that one is saying there, but because it's cut off. Number 4, average response time by agent. No, the previous one was via the queue, what queue they're coming on. Agent work by queue, track agent work distribution by queue. I was looking at the wrong thing, I apologize. Number 4, average response time by the agent. So this is an important one. Once again, you want to make sure that your agents are efficient and how quick they are in resolving issues and things of that nature. So for example, I would say Diana Coleman, maybe not that efficient versus somebody else like Kim at the bottom there. So measuring the average time it takes an agent to respond to queries. Average time by active time by an agent. So the average active time by an agent, monitor time for which agents stay active. So, how to describe this? They're working in an 8-hour period, and you're just looking at their efficiency and their average in terms of how they're responding or dealing with cases. Let me just move myself over here. Number 6, average handle time by agent. Track average handle time per agent. So this is just analyzing how long it takes for an agent to handle a case, the time that they're taking. And once again, these are all important information because depending on this helps you with staffing, in knowing, do you need 10 people or do you need 15 people, or do you need to shift the channels that you're utilizing? Maybe you want to focus more on email and less on phone support. So yeah, there's multiple ways that what you can do with this data that's available to you. Number 7, agent work by type. So here it would break it down by the type of work let's say for a account, right? You have, if you have different lines of work out there, as you might say. So you basically you're breaking down the work or the categorization of that work, and what the agent is doing with that work. So yeah, I mean, there's, depending upon the work, it also has to do with how you're distributing the work, also in terms of what automations you have, if you're sending it to one agent versus another agent. So that would just help you in terms of managing the workload. Like if there's a particular type of work that you're sending to one agent versus another agent. So that just helps you understand what is going where and how much of it is going there and things of that nature. So once again, you can drill down. If you notice on all of these dashboards at the bottom, it has a section where it says view report. So if you click on that view report, then you can drill down and see the underlying data and you can get more information. And as I had said previously, all of these dashboards are based upon reports. So if a particular dashboard does not work for you, you can modify the dashboard that just works for you, eliminate data that doesn't work for you and include data that works for you. You can filter it. You can massage it many ways, and you can group the data also. So that's really the power. There's a lot of organizations, they have a wealth of data. The problem is, how do you analyze that and how do you look at it in a cohesive way where you can make a decision? That's where dashboards come into it, and that's the power of dashboards ultimately. So I'm going to open it up here. That's the end of the presentation. If anybody has any questions, they can put it in the question and answer. So I'll give you a minute or two. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask me, and I'll try to respond. Okay, so it doesn't look like I have any questions. I hope this information was useful to you. Well, at AblyPro, we're more than happy to answer your questions and help you out with that. Oops, let me just close that. Sorry about that. And help you out. This is our contact information, our address, phone number, and you can find us on social media. Oh, there was a question. Let me bring it up here. Is there a way that you can have a recording? I'm not quite sure. I think you can get the recording. You can get the recording. We will get back to you. We have your name here, and we will respond to you. Well, I'm pretty sure that we should be able to send you this recording. That shouldn't be a problem. So once again, thank you for joining me. I hope this. Oh, we have another question. Oh, okay. You're welcome. Yeah. So once again, I hope this information was helpful to you. Dashboards are really powerful. You definitely want to utilize them, so you can have a real understanding of what's happening in your operations and improve things, and ultimately provide great customer service to your customers. So thanks again for joining, and take care and have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.